Oh, he's moving.
First off, gotta say thank you to all you guys who came out to our Mini Mayhem at Busco Beach. There were like 80 people there. It was a ton of fun. Can't wait for the next one. We're thinking of doing the next one in the spring of 2019. We'll give you more information as soon as we have it. Anyway, today we are putting this Subaru Robin based engine on Pugly. And one of our viewers at the meet, Leadfoot Jesse, actually gave us this engine to do whatever we want with it. So we're thinking of putting it on Pugly because Pugly, it's always been underpowered. It always hasn't really been reliable. And it really has the wrong engine on it for crawling and other slow activities.
So we figured we'd treat it like we were 12 years old. Maybe we got a paper route or something and we don't have a lot of money. So what we've got here is an old used go-kart, aka Pugly. We picked it up pretty cheap. Can't remember what it was. Was it $100 or something?
150 bucks, something like that. Not a lot.
$100 or something, not much. And what we got here is this Subaru engine that you can probably find on a generator or maybe some sort of other industrial piece of equipment.
For cheap.
Because a lot of times the equipment wears out, but the engines will still be okay. So we're gonna try to fit this Subaru engine on Pugly. This go-kart has a air-cooled engine that does not cool itself. You have to keep moving. So if you drive around real slow, it overheats, which is what happened with this one. We drove it around pretty slow, it overheated, lost a lot of power, a lot of blue smoke, and we were having carburetor issues. So let's chunk this thing in the trash and go with this Subaru engine.
So you've worked hard and you've saved up enough money either throwing papers or mowing lawns to buy yourself a solid chassis, and your friend comes along and gives you an engine of unknown origin or condition. So in order to see if ours runs, we need at least a carburetor and an exhaust system and a spark plug. Once we get those things, we can try to start it and go from there.
I guess I'm gonna hold it.
Yep, we have spark.
Well, I skipped a step. First thing you should always do is check your engine oil. Oh, goodness.
It's full.
Yeah, a little over full, but it'll be fine. It is possible that it's over full because it might have sat out in the yard and gotten rained on. But we're gonna run it anyways.
So this engine your buddy gave you came with a custom intake manifold, but no carburetor. So you're gonna go on gopowersports.com and use your favorite YouTuber's discount code CC10 for 10% off. But you also know that the holidays are coming up, so you ask your parents for a 22mm Mikuni performance carburetor because you know these overhead cam engines like to breathe, especially at high RPMs.
Look at that.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm not gonna keep this tank on it when we do our first crank.
Yeah.
I'm just filling up the bowl.
Yeah, that's fine, dude.
All right, dude, let's do it right here.
Do you want me to stand on it?
Nah, I got it. Here we go.
First pull, are you kidding me? First pull, man. Woo! Dude, that was not smart.
Huh?
That was not smart.
I was trying to cut it off. Burnt my finger.
Man, that was really dumb, dude.
I was cutting it off.
Oh man.
You don't want to run it too long because you can
burn the valves. Right.
And our little cutoff wire is boy, it got so hot it burnt that.
Yeah, never do that at home.
Yeah, and
never do that.
Went through and burnt my finger.
Yep, never do that. Man, that's why I like Subaru engines.
It seems
The other one on the Yerf Dog is a champ, and this one fired up first pull.
I can't believe it fired up first
Yeah.
pull.
Yeah,
And it was idling.
this thing's sweet.
So before it cools off, we're going to go ahead and check the oil and make sure there's no water in it. Nope. It's black. It does need an oil change. We will be changing the oil.
So now that we know that our used engine runs, first pull. By the way, we get a lot of questions and comments from people saying that their engines won't run. Well, once you go through the steps that we went through to make sure it has compression and spark, it'll most likely be a fuel problem. So in our experience, changing the carburetor, putting a new carburetor on it will fix most of your fuel problems that we've found. So it is finally time to yank this tired old 107cc out of Pugly and put the Subaru in.
What you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm just detangling some
jankiness?
terrible stuff done by a previous owner. I tell you, those previous owners are something else, man.
All right, well, while you work on that, I'm going to be...
Those YouTubers we bought it from.
You gonna do us like that? Anyhow, while you work on that, got a ground I gotta undo.
I thoroughly enjoyed the meet and greet
Yeah, dude.
this weekend.
Me too.
It was so much fun. Getting to meet new faces. Nice to see the previous faces that we saw at the other meets.
It was good to see so many people from out of state too. Like over,
Yeah.
I'd say over 30% were from out of state.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate that.
It was really cool. Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next time.
Me too. Spring 2019, guys.
Yeah.
Looks like
Bingo!
looks like the engine's ready to come out.
Dude, this thing is only held in by 2 bolts.
Those guys right there.
I mean, I say 2 bolts. I mean, basically it's right here is mounted to the engine.
Yeah.
We pretty much have everything disconnected.
Please clear your air filter thoroughly by dry wind after each 1,000 miles. Do you think this thing's done
No.
1,000 miles?
No way.
Look.
That says 1,000 miles.
It's free.
There it is. Alright, I'm gonna try to get this engine out without taking this shock off. But also just huge thanks to everyone who made our last meet happen, and just like the community just kind of came together. Like this one group of guys, they brought out a welder, and another group of guys brought out a generator, and like when people broke down on the trails, they were like, "Come on, let's weld it up." And it was just good to see community kind of happen around go-karts and power sports.
Wow.
We got her.
Yeah. You're upside down. Oil will come out any second now. You got it.
Oh yeah.
With no oil spillage. Watch that carburetor.
Yep.
There we go.
Like it was meant to be.
Dude, like it was meant to be.
These tabs might have to go.
Not a problem.
But honestly, the way that
It's
valve
almost-
cover sits is
Almost
pretty
like
snug.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if we cut off these tabs,
Yep.
then we can move the engine back some. Might be enough.
Nice.
Hole?
Did we punch through it?
I don't think so.
Good.
I think we ought to cut this out and these out. Use the sawzall for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, check it out. Base plate for the engine.
Yep, from Grandma for Christmas or Hanukkah or something.
This is from the neighbor.
Oh, it's from the neighbor?
Yeah.
That was nice of him.
It was. Dude, like it was meant to be. It's
Yeah.
like the perfect size.
Yeah, that fits perfectly.
It really does.
There's those 2 little spots back there. It'll focus.
Yeah.
There's
need
one
a-
on the other side too.
I need to cut at least this one.
It's a tight fit.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. Other than that, darn. Oh, dude, it clears. That's awesome.
Let's see.
So I had to shorten the chain by about 5 links. We have a clutch installed with a key. Ike's just getting the last engine bolt in place. Then we can center it up and align the sprocket and chain, and then we can go ahead and weld our new engine plate on.
So we had to make a couple of small modifications to this Go Power Sports engine plate. It fits almost perfect, like it was meant to be.
I know, yeah.
I just had to notch out a couple of places for these bars. We didn't even have to shorten it. It sat down in the original engine cradle location like it was made for it. Just a little trimming
Just a little
involved. John did the chain. And dude, all we got to do
There's
at this
plenty
point,
of adjustment also.
Yes, there's plenty of adjustment for the chain.
And the header's not even in the way.
The header's not going to bother it at all.
Plenty of room for the carburetor.
Carburetor's good.
It's just working out
It's
so
just
far.
all falling into place.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, that's tacked. I can take it off and finish it up.
So everything's hooked up. We got fuel. And we should be ready for a ride. Ike's going to do the maiden voyage.
Yes.
Pugly's second maiden voyage with a Subaru.
We're going to try the kill switch.
Choke on. And 1 pull. 2 pull.
Kill switch works.
Good. Sweet. See how she runs, man. Yeah, we knew that was gonna happen. He's actually going pretty fast. Oh, he's moving. Hey, it stops. That is a highway gear, buddy.
Man, if we wanted to make a land speed record for a Pugly, we just made it.
If we had like a 4-mile long road, this thing might do 80 miles an hour.
I bet that clutch is smoking.
Yeah, I
dude.
was gonna say, dude, I bet she is struggling.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I kind of figured this gear ratio was a little bit too high.
Yeah, it's a lot too high.
Yeah.
Do you want me to push you back in? You want to push start?
No, it'll be all right.
Like for Bonneville?
The switch is bad.
Not surprised.
Yeah. Was it sparking and stuff?
Yeah, it was sparking a lot.
Awesome.
Can't say I'm too terribly surprised, dude.
Well, I'm not. I mean, I saw the gear and I was like, man, this thing's going to be way high. What we need is a torque converter, and then this thing is still going to be way stupid fast.
Yeah, a torque converter and a bigger gear. Like, it's not gonna crawl the way, like, it can barely even go on flat pavement.
We got to put a different gear in it.
Yeah.
On it.
So what we've accomplished today is to throw together a go-kart with used parts on a paperboy budget. We have a used chassis and a freebie engine with a couple of parts from GoPowerSports.com. And it was a mild success. Honestly, we've seen this a few times before in some of your projects and some of the subscribers we've met. A completed project, you know, it seems to run pretty well on pavement, but then once you get it out on the dirt, they start going through clutches, or they'll send us messages saying, I keep going through clutches, or I keep going through belts. A lot of times when you switch out engines, like that 3-speed engine just has a different gear ratio from the factory. It has 3 gears and a reverse. This one is entirely different. So you were doing like 35 miles an hour or something like that. It looked pretty fast. And you were maybe turning 2,500 to 3,000 RPMs. Half of what it should be turning, honestly, for that speed. So it's almost there. it's just gearing is the last part, and that, from what we've seen, seems to be something that is kind of overlooked. There are at least 2 really big disadvantages with this gearing setup. The first one being you will overheat and go through clutches like no tomorrow, like the sparking we saw tonight. And second, you will have no takeoff whatsoever. So even though you may have a decently powerful engine like this 7 horsepower Subaru, but it feels like an absolute dog because it's geared way too tall. So next time in our Subaru Pugly Revival series, we're going to be doing some tinkering on the gearing, maybe doing a jack shaft, maybe putting a reverse unit in it, or maybe just putting a larger sprocket on it to shorten up the gearing some. But until then, thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it today, leave us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. And if you want to help support us in what we do, buy a sticker or a t-shirt or a hoodie at CarsandCameras.com. And of course, if you're going to be buying some parts, use GoPowersports.com. Our discount code CC10 to get an even better deal on parts. Thanks for watching. Facebook and Instagram at Cars and Cameras Reviews. We'll see you next time.